ClanGen, a game that dares to ask the question, what if you managed and observed your very own warrior cat clan? ClanGen, I think, is the strangest game I reviewed thus far on the channel, but it's something I've had a lot of fun playing around with and sunk countless hours into, so I thought, why not review it and let some more people know about it? It's also something that's been created just for the enjoyment of people that are already pretty familiar with the Warriors book series by Aaron Hunter, and I can see it being confusing to people who are unfamiliar with it, and I will be conducting this review under the assumption that the viewer is already familiar with the Warriors as well, since that content isn't something that really needs to be explained within ClanGen. Because you wouldn't probably be playing ClanGen if you didn't know what Warriors was to begin with. I also think that this review will likely be on the shorter side, just due to the simplicity of ClanGen, because it is a pretty straightforward, simple experience at its heart. So with that out of the way, let's get started. When you first start a new clan in ClanGen, you are prompted to name your clan, and with just about all of the names, it can be whatever you want. The randomizer will give you names that would be closer to what is expected in canon to Warriors. After that's decided, you're brought to your starting cats and are told to pick a leader for your clan. And like just about everything in ClanGen, you can pick whatever you want. And if you decide that you don't like any of these cats, you can re-roll them up to 3 times before you have to go back to the menu and re-enter the name again to get some more cats to choose from. After choosing your leader, you have to choose your deputy and medicine cat, and then finally the rest of the cats that you want to start with. You don't have to take the max amount, but you'll unfortunately always have to leave 2 behind. After the setup, you're into the main gameplay of ClanGen. You can just time skip infinitely to see what happens, but if you want to be more engaged than that, there's a lot of things you can do to get a feel for things in your cats. Ultimately, there is no story and technically no reason to play ClanGen other than for personal satisfaction and storytelling, because a lot of things can happen, and it's fun to piece together why that is and how that affects things in context of what you personally set up as a story. The main gameplay loop itself is sending your cats on patrols and then time-skipping when you no longer can or have run out of things to do for that moon. A lot of things can happen on patrol. Your cats can get injured, they can die, but you can also get new cats. What you do on patrol can also affect your relationship values with other clans, and the various other cats who don't live in clans around your clan. From my experience, other clans don't have too much of an impact on the gameplay, other than if relationships decay enough for a war to start, which can be detrimental to the life of your cats. There's 4 patrol types, but all they really affect is the pool of events it pulls from when going on patrol. Each of your cats have a different thought each moon that you can look at by clicking on them. These can be just about anything and can in general give you a vibe for each of your cats depending on what they do. Thoughts are influenced by an individual cat's role and personality. Your cats also have different relationships with each other, and this can have other effects on gameplay. For example, if 2 cats have a high romantic like towards each other, they can become mates and have kittens. If a cat dislikes another cat, they may even murder them, randomly, out of the blue. A lot of things can happen. Many things can happen during the time skip too, as this is another time injuries can happen, heal, cats can die out of nowhere, they can become mates, pregnant, a whole variety of things. It is simultaneously the most interesting and nerve-wracking part of the game, even above patrols that could potentially have a deadly outcome, because you can just walk away from those. There's also a lot of settings that can let you modify this main gameplay experience. There are, of course, the settings that are sort of quality of life to an individual's preference, to settings that enable affairs, and a setting that enables events that can decimate up to half your clan. I think that's about it. So with that said, would I recommend ClanGen? Yeah, if you're a fan of Warriors and have access to a computer, there's no reason not to, in my opinion. It's free, doesn't seem to take too much computer power to run, and it's a pretty fun experience. Mind you, things will probably be confusing for a while if you're not familiar with Warriors, so be aware of that. It is something I found myself going back to a lot and preferring to play over other games I have. And the game is still being actively updated with new features, too. If you found the review enjoyable, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like and maybe a comment if you feel so inclined, perhaps if there's a certain game you'd be interested in me reviewing, and if you want to see more, it'd be really rad if you could subscribe. But once again, thank you. See ya!